Hello everyone, this is Sam, and I'm here with her Campus BU today to talk about what it's like to travel home during the semester while you're away at college. Just a quick note, obviously my experiences are going to differ vastly from a lot of other people just because BU especially, but obviously every other college has people coming in from all different places, so my experiences will likely be very different from what other people are experiencing. But I do feel that there's kind of this general feeling of weirdness surrounding going home during the semester, just because of how different college can be from your home life. And I think that's a kind of universally applicable scenario that I'd like to speak about today and kind of just hopefully reassure everyone on that. So I am currently a sophomore here, and I'm from New Jersey, and I take the train home unless I'm like moving in and I have tons and tons of boxes that my parents help me move in, so we'll drive up. But usually if I'm just going home for a quick trip like I am for Thanksgiving, I'll just take the train. So I thought that I could take you guys with me along with that, kind of maybe build up some confidence if you're traveling alone for the first time, and just give my general tips from traveling because I've done it a couple times and I am by no means an expert, but hopefully I can help nonetheless. So today is November 24th, which is the day before Thanksgiving, meaning that I will be traveling tomorrow morning on Thanksgiving, which I don't really mind, especially because there was such a drastic price difference in tickets, which, number one, definitely book your train tickets in advance, or basically any other form of transportation, book as far in advance as possible because those prices will only go up. But yeah, I really don't mind. My train leaves at 8:30 tomorrow morning from Back Bay and will drop me right off at Newark Penn Station, where my lovely father will be picking me up for our Thanksgiving festivities. So it's only around 8 o'clock now, but my plan for the night is to maybe have a cup of hot cocoa, relax. I did come down with a little bit of a cold, so I'm gonna try and sleep off as much as possible, finish packing and go to bed early so that I hopefully do not sleep through my alarm tomorrow morning and am able to make my train.
So let's get started. Despite what you may think, you don't have to show up super early to catch the train. I would allow yourself around half an hour of extra time so you can check the boards at the station and get a chance to familiarize yourself with your surroundings, or maybe even grab a coffee before headed down to the track to board. Packing on the lighter side is definitely key. Especially with a lot of the COVID restrictions being lifted, they will fill the trains to capacity, and you'll likely have a seatmate with you on your ride. They have overhead compartments for your baggage, and there's ample legroom to place any other bags at your feet. I like to rest my legs up on my backpack before dozing off for most of the ride. You may think that it'd be awkward to sit so close to a stranger for a few hours, but we're all just people trying to get from one place to another. Sometimes you have riveting conversations with the person who sits next to you, and sometimes you just ride in comfortable silence. What amazes me about public transportation is how little you know about any given person riding alongside you. Are they getting off at your stop? Are they traveling to visit family too? It really gives you a lot of perspective about yourself and how you exist at the center of your own life, yet are merely a footnote in someone else's. Definitely bring things to occupy your time, especially for longer rides. I live in New Jersey and have taken the train home every time I visited, aside from driving up here to move in and move out. I'm usually not the type of person to read much on transportation because I get headaches, but I have found that I can write essays or do minimal effort schoolwork while on the train, so if I have any work to do, I'll make sure to save any lighter work for the ride. And I won't even mention the difficulty of taking notes on a bustling train. This is probably not the place for nice and legible handwriting. The train does have USB ports to charge items, so I'll try and snag a window seat whenever possible so as not to bother my seatmate if I plan on charging my iPad or my phone, but do be mindful if someone in the aisle seat needs a charging port. Be kind always. I honestly do spend quite a bit of time during the ride dozing and listening to music, which provides a really nice outlet for any stress that I may have in either going home or to school. Just me and my thoughts along for a ride with a considerable amount of podcasts and albums downloaded to my music library.
Good morning everybody! It is around 9:15 on Wednesday, December 1st, and I just thought that I would give some concluding remarks for this video, along with drinking my morning coffee and having my little bagel. So I know that there can sometimes be a lot of anxiety about traveling home from school, and that's really okay.
I have pretty much found that I inadvertently separate my home life and my school life into two totally other worlds sometimes, and I really do feel split between two major parts of my identity. And not necessarily because I feel like two different people at each respective location, but just that things are definitely different going from the small suburbia that I'm used to and transitioning to a big city like Boston. I always find myself asking, will things have changed drastically while I was gone, or have I changed and thereby altered my perception indefinitely about my home? And I'm not gonna lie, it's a very strange feeling. It's kind of this bittersweet nostalgia and just this ache for the independence of what living in college can give to you. But I love my family, I love my friends back home, I love my life back home, but I also love Boston, and I love the friends that I've made here, and I love the life that I've been able to create for myself here. And it's super comforting because the only home I've ever known is hundreds of miles away right now, and I like the fact that I've been able to kind of create my own home here. So yes, going home is definitely weird, but it's always gonna be home at the end of the day, and it doesn't make the life that you've cultivated for yourself here at school any less relevant to the growing and changing person that you've become, or any less valuable at that. Sometimes tender relationships are healed through the passage of time when you leave home and come to school, and other times strong bonds that you had may fade, but that's all just a part of growing up. We all change. But it's times like these when you know that you have people to fall back on that makes going home so bittersweet. Yes, you do end up leaving them to come back here, but again, it's all part of life, and it's part of how we grow and change and become the best possible versions of ourselves. So whether your family is your blood relatives or not, going home can harbor many intense emotions, and it's okay to feel happy or sad, or maybe even you don't feel anything at all, and this is nearly irrelevant information for you. But I've come to love traveling home a few times a semester to be with my family, and I see my friends sometimes, but that doesn't mean that I love college any less. And if traveling home does end up holding some open wounds for you, then it's okay to fully invest yourself with staying at school and making a new home and a new life for you here instead. Just know that whatever you choose, I support you. I hope everyone had a lovely Thanksgiving wherever you were, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.